Pack your bags and never come back. Those were the final words that echoed through the mansion as Marcus Wellington slammed the door behind him. His stepfamily had finally shown their true colors, but they had no idea what storm was coming their way. Marcus had been the golden child who saved the Wellington Empire from bankruptcy. When his father married Victoria and brought her twin daughters into their lives, Marcus welcomed them with open arms. He mentored them, funded their education, and even co-signed their business ventures. For 5 years he was their safety net, their protector, their bank. The betrayal began subtly. Elena, the elder twin, started questioning every decision Marcus made for the family business. Sophia, the younger one, began spreading rumors that Marcus was manipulating their father's will. Victoria played the victim, claiming Marcus never respected her as his stepmother. They painted him as the outsider, the threat to their perfect family dynamic. The breaking point came during the annual board meeting. Marcus discovered they had been secretly plotting to remove him from the company he had saved. They wanted him out so they could sell his shares and split the money. When confronted, they didn't deny it. Instead, they accused him of being paranoid and controlling. "You're not blood, Marcus. You never belonged here anyway." Elena spat with venom in her voice. Victoria nodded approvingly while Sophia recorded everything on her phone, planning to use it against him later. But Marcus had learned something valuable over the years: patience and preparation. As he packed his belongings, he smiled quietly. They thought they were cutting loose dead weight, but they were actually severing their lifeline. You see, Marcus wasn't just the family's emotional support. He was the legal backbone of everything they owned. The house, the cars, the business accounts, the insurance policies. Everything was strategically structured through trusts and corporations that required his signature. His name wasn't just on documents. It was woven into the very fabric of their financial existence. The first week after his departure, Marcus did absolutely nothing. He wanted them to celebrate, to feel victorious in their cruelty. Let them think they had won. The second week, he began his calculated withdrawal. Bank accounts that required dual authorization suddenly became inaccessible. Credit lines that were guaranteed by his assets were frozen. The luxury cars they drove were quietly repossessed since the leases were in his name. By the third week, the utilities started getting cut off. The business couldn't make payroll because the primary operating account was linked to Marcus's personal guarantee. The country club memberships were cancelled. Their perfect social media lifestyle began crumbling as they couldn't afford their usual extravagant posts. Week 4 brought pure chaos. Elena's boutique business collapsed when her suppliers demanded payment for outstanding invoices that Marcus had previously covered. Sophia's art gallery faced eviction. Victoria discovered that the mansion they lived in was actually owned by a trust that Marcus controlled. The family business, drowning in debt without Marcus's financial backing, received a buyout offer from competitors at a fraction of its worth. Then came the phone calls. First desperate voicemails, then pleading texts. Finally, they showed up at his penthouse apartment, the one they didn't know he owned. Victoria stood at his door, tears streaming down her face, flanked by her defeated daughters. "Please, Marcus. We made a mistake. Come home." Marcus looked at them calmly and spoke with quiet authority. "You wanted me gone because I wasn't blood. But you forgot something crucial. Blood doesn't pay bills, sign contracts, or guarantee loans. You cut off your nose to spite your face." Elena's voice trembled. "What do you want from us?" Marcus's response was measured and final. "Nothing. You gave me the greatest gift when you kicked me out. You freed me from the obligation to save people who see kindness as weakness. You're not my responsibility anymore." As he closed the door, Marcus felt something he hadn't experienced in years: peace. He had spent so long being their shield that he forgot he could be their storm. They called him family when they needed him and a stranger when they didn't. Now they would learn the difference between having someone and deserving someone. 6 months later, Marcus received a letter from their lawyer. The Wellington family business had been sold. The mansion was in foreclosure. They were seeking a settlement for emotional distress. Marcus filed it away with all the other papers he'd collected over the years. Evidence of their greed, their manipulation, their cruelty. He had moved on to build something bigger, something that belonged only to him. The ultimate revenge wasn't destruction. It was indifference. They had taught him that family was conditional. So he made his love conditional too. And in the end, they discovered that the person they discarded was the only one who truly loved them enough to endure their worst. The real tragedy wasn't that they lost Marcus. It was that they never deserved him in the first place.